Hey, welcome back to my workshop. This week's project is another one of my, I'll say an automotive themed project, but I'm going to be repurposing this item into something different. Come on in, let me show you. All right, it's pretty self-explanatory what it is, but it's a small metal box with pull-out drawers, and they're full of these AC light bulbs. They don't need hundreds of little light bulbs, but what I do need is something to keep all this. So I've been using my little die grinder a lot lately, and I've just got these pads all separated by bags and got little pieces and parts. So I could really use something to help me organize this. I saw this come up on auction actually just yesterday, and I thought that'll be perfect. It's cool looking, it could use a little cleanup, and it'll work perfect to keep all these little discs in. So I'm not going to be keeping these light bulbs. But I'm not just going to trash them either. I only know one guy that collects light bulbs. So Scoutcrafter, if you're watching and you want these, just let me know and I'll save them for you. I'll bring them to Jacktown next year so they don't get busted up in the mail. All right, now the cleanup begins. You can see these drawers are pretty dirty. They've got all these little dividers in there. I'm going to take those out and put them away. That's the only one that's damaged. All right, I'm going to get these in probably in a 5-gallon bucket full of soapy water. Clean up pretty nice. I usually use Zep products, but I got this the other day at Home Depot. It was on sale or was just cheap, so I thought I'd try it. It's a purple degreaser, but oh yeah. Doesn't seem to be harming the paint. Now I got tape or something on here. I'm going to wet it with this and hopefully that will come off. Well, unfortunately that's not coming off as easy as I hoped. All right, I'm gonna let that sit for a while. Layer by layer, it should come off. Some of this stuff is taking the paint with it, unfortunately. All right, I just need to keep this wet and keep at it. And I'll bring you back in just a second, but I'll be done. Okay, I got it pretty clean. Before I do anything else, I'm going to see if I can mix up some of my sign painter's paint and do some touch-ups. All right, I mixed up some white and put just a touch of yellow in it, and I think it's going to be fairly close. This stuff is not bright white anymore. I'm not going to try and get every single piece painted over. Just want to get the worst of it so it's not so noticeable. I'm just going to use some Meguiar's cleaner wax on here. I love this stuff. It's a great product. But this hopefully will pick up some more contaminants in the paint and get it looking good. I'm going to wax these areas too. I think it'll help the drawer slide a little better. All right, here's where things may go sideways. So I've been trying to figure out how I want to deal with these, and they are just really rough. I practiced on a few, trying to buff them up. Wet sand them, can't get this to go clear, so I don't like this look. So I'm gonna paint these. So I'm gonna mix up some blue and some black. Boy, this stuff lays it on thick. The thing I like about this sign painter's paint is it normally just lays down really well. All right, check this out. It's not the perfect color blue, but I kind of like it. And it's looking good on there, so I'm going to go ahead and paint them all this color since I've got the paint made up. This paint flows so good. This one, it's broken. So I got to think about this for a minute. All right, as usual, I'm going to try something. I have no idea if it's going to work, but I've got some JB Weld plastic bonder here. This is an old tube. I hope it's okay. But I'm going to mix it up. And I've taped off the area that's broken. And I'm just going to start kind of layering it on there. And hopefully this stuff will thicken up and form a bond. Since I'm painting this, it doesn't really matter. I'm doing it from the inside so that hopefully the tape will keep it square across the front and I won't have to do a bunch of sanding and stuff. I think I will just let that sit and see what happens. This has been drying about an hour. Seems dry enough. So I'm pretty curious to see if this worked. I say that's a success. Give that a very quick, very light sand with some 220 and it's really smooth. So hopefully the paint will stick to that okay. All right, to label the cabinets, I actually had plenty of these pieces. I made up these sheets here that I'm going to make some labels for the drawers. So the plan is to cut these out right along the black lines, and then I'm going to double stick tape them to these and slide them in the front of the drawers. I did find some double-sided tape. I don't know if it's going to be enough on this roll. Nice part about this type is I don't have to peel the backer off. Hopefully this will just slide right down in there. There we go. All right, I'll get the rest of these done. Before I put them back in, I did want to show you one more. This one looks terrible because the faceplate thing was literally melted to the box. So I got that one in the best I could. All right, let's get these put back in. All right, I think that looks pretty good. The blue's not the exact color I wanted, but that's okay. I think it looks cool. So the next thing I want to do is get it hung on the wall. There we go. All right, cool. Now I can go from this to this. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this one. Man, I love these shop organization projects. I got to restore kind of a cool old cabinet, but also put it to use here in the shop and get a little more organized. This is going to be a lot better than trying to dig through bags looking for those pads. I see me using that little angle die grinder a lot more in the future, so this will help me be more efficient. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one.